going out, all the loot, all the clout, bring the bone, do or die. Only vengeance can pacify. Watch your back, so will I, in these days of time.
Hold up, freeze time. Unfreeze time. Hand capped, had the frozen mind defrost and bounce back into effects. I am definitely out of this world. My version, listen. Tick, tick. The San Francisco native who lived all over the Bay Area, born on the 25th of June in the hospital of St. Luke's, left mom at 14 and became Kuya Bay Area, independent creative tunnel dweller, playboy, urban Mowgli Pinoy, whose passion spills onto the pages when the cardboard show characters visible through ink.
And poetry is just poetry that's performed with, you know, an emphasis on the word, not on how you say it.
I think people put words together that sound really good and hopefully express something about their lives and their experience, and that's a poem.
Acoustic thoughts became vibrating E minor lines, echoed out the vocal tunnel, the reverb into rhyme, and then the native soul began to narrate my life story. The 3/4 found Kuya Bay Area, independent creative tunnel dweller, playboy, urban Mowgli Pinoy, woke up one morning and decided to communicate with lips instead of tongue. That morning, when I walked to rhythmic steps in San Francisco, the heartbeat drum became seismic and thumped. And the new instrument was contributed to the natural ambiance.
The slam is only a gimmick to get people in the room, and what's happened so far is that the people who have performed have been heavily influenced by rap, by hip-hop, by R&B, and so it gets kind of linked with, you know, this is slam poetry and everyone has to have the same rhythm.
Bass slides in on all fours.
There's such a wide variety that we could possibly have at a slam, but it kind of gets tunneled into this one thing because people expect slam poetry. The lines are just so thin now between everything, between politics and dance and everything. It's all so close, and it's really hard to separate it.
I know their story. A tale of migration through 3 mighty nations, a forced relocation that twists and burns patterns into my imagination.
Transgendered words run with verbs, and I can't stand straight, so I search Alex Haley or my heritage for roots and prepositions as I prep to position alphabetics to flip with phonetics and link reality to rhetoric.
I'd love it if, like, my audience was the world.
I'm kind of clear when I do most of my poems that I'm talking to black people. Not to say that other people can't hear it or understand it or get with it, but I think too many times in the society, black people kind of have to listen in on other conversations, and so I want to create conversations for black people.
We are poetry in motion, a black ocean whose sheer power in the blink of the Most High's eye had been stolen and harnessed and forced into this perpetual state of erosion by those whose hearts had frozen in mid-beat. They even tried to steal the rhythm from my feet.
Some nights you'll get crowds who just, they cheer and they're with you and they're making comments. They're like, yeah, you tell it, girl. You know, they're giving you all kinds of feedback, like audible.
If
there is anyone in the audience related to someone who's in the entertainment industry, regardless how you feel about the content or performance of my work, I want you to tell them to keep in mind that if they're casting any films and they need a Korean grocery store owner, a computer expert, or the random thug of a Yakuza gang, I'm their man. If they need a Chinese DMX, a Japanese Eminem, or a Vietnamese Backstreet Boys, please tell them to consider me, because I am all those things and more.
And so I dig into my pockets where my money is.
There's an MC in the van.
Still coming.
There's an MC in the van.
Wow.
Great.
Stop.
Another black rapper.
And so I'm in my room, which is my world, which is my this, and I am chasing Bruce Lee. Not a god or an idol or a person to be imitated. Bruce Lee, that fuck you up kind of chink who walks through worse walls than me to grow into himself. He was faster than Chinese American, son, father, husband, martial arts master. He was faster than form, faster than needing to say fuck you to assert that his love of life was not to be questioned. At parties, he was referred to as Bruce and not, I have this oriental friend, yada yada.
Sidekick status if that's what's expected of me. Making Asian different strokes. I'll walk around on my knees yelling, oh! Don't talk about women!
I love you, even though you refuse to recognize my strength. I.e., I was Joan of Arc, I was Isis, I was Nzinga, I am Angela Davis, I am Maya Angelou, I am Gwendolyn Brooks, fuck it, I am woman, hear me roar. Yeah.
I used to be sexist as all hell. You know, I used to be totally just like, you know, fuck women and like da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know? And it was really like hitting slams and hearing women go off about their own personal experience and about like what it means to be in a woman's body, like in a political context of the United States, that I was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up.
I will paint my motherhood memories with the same breath, the same tears she sculpted my future. Back to bullets, 41 for the year she has completed. Bullets to back, another son deleted.
Women who did time in prisons, holding serpents in bellies with only milk and runny legs to keep their legs steady, you know they fought for us. Not just by riding on the bus, but by fucking surviving.
And that, like, all the power that we contain is just, like, amazing and shocking and you know, it'll encompass everything that we do if we, like, can get our heads out of, like, Vogue for a second and just, like, really see, like, look, I am beautiful, even with, like, the pimples and the nappy hair and the big nose and the broad lips or whatever, like, I'm still fresh as a person.